In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NFL games happening on December 24, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Arizona Cardinals versus Chicago Bears. In Week 16, a highly anticipated quarterback matchup is set to unfold as the Arizona Cardinals square off against the Chicago Bears. This showdown features the dynamic talents of Kyler Murray from Arizona and Justin Fields from Chicago. Despite both teams facing the likelihood of missing the playoffs, the upcoming game holds considerable intrigue. Murray and Fields are eager to showcase their skills, aiming to convince their respective teams that they are the quarterbacks destined to lead in the future. It's a pivotal moment for both players as they strive to make a lasting impression. These two teams haven't faced each other since December 2021, when Arizona emerged victorious with a 33-22 win in Chicago. The Arizona Cardinals currently hold a 3-11 record this season, coming off a 45-29 loss to the San Francisco 49ers in their last game. Despite trailing only 14-13 late in the second quarter, Arizona couldn't maintain momentum as San Francisco scored the next 14 points to secure the win. The Cardinals had previously defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers 24-10, but faced losses against the Los Angeles Rams and Atlanta Falcons in the 2 games before that. Kyler Murray leads the offense with 1,075 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions this season, while James Conner has rushed for 717 yards and 5 scores. The Cardinals' defense is allowing an average of 27 points per game. The Chicago Bears, with a current record of 5-9, are coming off a narrow 20-17 loss to the Cleveland Browns in their last game. Despite leading 17-7 in the fourth quarter, the Bears were outscored 13-0 in the final period, leading to their defeat. Chicago had secured victories against the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings in the 2 games preceding the Cleveland matchup. Justin Fields has thrown for 1,976 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions, with an additional 488 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. The Bears' defense is allowing an average of 23.5 points per game this season. Justin Fields and the Bears showed promise heading into Week 15 with 3 wins in their last 4 games. However, their momentum was halted in Cleveland, where the Browns' defense dominated, limiting Fields to 166 yards and forcing 2 interceptions. The Bears are virtually eliminated from the postseason, but Fields, facing questions about his starting position, is expected to be game-ready against a vulnerable defense. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals put up a strong offensive performance against the 49ers, scoring 29 points and accumulating over 400 yards. Despite the loss, Murray is likely to showcase his best in this relatively inconsequential game. While Chicago's defense appears strong against the run, their vulnerability in pass defense could play into Murray's favor. With both teams having little to compete for, defensive intensity may be reduced. The Arizona Cardinals have maintained competitiveness this season, boasting a 7-6-1 record against the spread. Despite a recent 1-2-0 against the spread record, Arizona has excelled outside the division with a 4-1-0 against the spread record in the last 5 games against non-National Football Conference West opponents. Fields, on the other hand, is striving to prove himself in Chicago, but his recent performances, including a subpar showing against Cleveland, raise concerns. Fields has struggled to surpass 200 passing yards in 3 of his last 5 games. The odds favor the Bears as a 4-point favorite, but their inconsistent performances and tendency to squander leads make it a risky bet. Since Murray's return, the Cardinals have a 2-3 record, with losses against formidable opponents. However, their offense, led by Murray, has shown improvement, making them potentially undervalued. The evenly matched teams and the motivation of players in a meaningless game provide value to the underdog. So the Arizona Cardinals to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Weather conditions for the upcoming game in Chicago are favorable, with temperatures reaching 50 degrees. The absence of adverse weather conditions presents an ideal opportunity for both quarterbacks, Murray and Fields, to showcase their best efforts. Both quarterbacks, fighting for their careers and a chance to secure more lucrative contracts, had the motivation to perform well. The disgraceful performance by the Bears in the previous week adds to Fields' determination to deliver a strong performance in front of the home crowd. Murray, despite a subpar showing in the last game, is expected to rebound in this otherwise inconsequential contest. The quarterback's performance is likely to dictate the scoring in the game, with both defenses possibly showing reduced motivation in the low-stakes scenario. Three key factors contribute to the Bears being more than a field goal favorite in this game. Firstly, Arizona's defense is considered weak. Secondly, the questionable status of Marquise Brown for the Cardinals could impact their offensive capabilities. Thirdly, Chicago's decent home field advantage adds to their favor. Chicago's offense has been on an upward trend, and they are expected to score against Arizona's struggling defense. The Cardinals' defense ranks as the second worst in the league, allowing an average of 26.9 points per game. Arizona's low pressure rate, ranked last in the league, gives opposing quarterbacks ample time to find open receivers or run the ball. Conversely, the Bears' defense is also low in pressure rate, providing Murray with the opportunity to exploit their vulnerabilities. The game is projected to be an offensive showdown, with both teams running wild. While games at Soldier Field have historically been associated with low-scoring affairs, the upcoming matchup presents a different scenario. The combination of a home field edge for the Bears and Arizona's weak defense suggests the potential for a high-scoring game. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Dallas Cowboys versus Miami Dolphins. On this Christmas Eve, anticipation builds as the second-seeded teams from the National Football Conference and American Football Conference converge in Miami for a highly anticipated clash. The Dallas Cowboys, leading the National Football Conference East with a 10-4 record, embark on a journey to South Beach to face the Miami Dolphins, who share an identical 10-4 record but may not be as equal in prowess. The Cowboys, coming off a challenging road encounter in Western New York resulting in a loss to the Buffalo Bills, aim to rebound. Meanwhile, the Dolphins ride the momentum of a resounding shutout victory against the New York Jets, holding a 2-game advantage over the Bills. With a matchup against them looming in Week 18, the Dolphins set the stage for a showdown with significant postseason implications against the Cowboys. In America's vibrant city, the backdrop is set for a non-conference battle that could shape the playoff landscape. Last week dealt a blow to the Cowboys as they faltered on the road once again in a lackluster performance against the Buffalo Bills. After 5 consecutive games with at least 33 points, Dallas managed to score only 10, facing a hungry and motivated Bills team that dominated from the outset. Despite their worst performance of the season and failing to reach 200 yards, the Cowboys find themselves in a relatively favorable position against the Dolphins in Miami. As 1.5-point underdogs, the oddsmakers suggest that Dallas is considered the stronger team, a sentiment echoed by the line holding steady throughout the week. In a city where home teams typically gain 2 to 3 points of line value, Miami, with just one home loss this season, faces the challenge of proving itself against a formidable Cowboys team in this non-conference clash. On the flip side, the Dolphins showcased their best form in Week 15, securing a dominant 30-0 shutout victory over the New York Jets in sunny South Florida. Correcting past mistakes, Miami outgained their division rival by an impressive margin of 290-103, with the game essentially decided by halftime. The Dolphins' defense asserted itself by sacking Zach Wilson 6 times and forcing 4 turnovers, marking their most dominating effort of the season. Despite their convincing performance, the odds reflect the acknowledgement that the Cowboys remain a genuine contender, ranking among the top 3 teams in the National Football Conference. Dallas, eager to bounce back after a humbling loss, anticipates favorable conditions in Miami, with sunny weather and temperatures around 70 degrees at game time. In the challenging landscape of the NFL season, attrition is an undeniable reality. The Dolphins, while enjoying an excellent season, grapple with the impact of injuries, losing key players such as edge rusher Jalen Phillips and linebacker Jerome Baker in recent weeks. Star wideout Tyreek Hill, questionable with an ankle issue, adds to the injury concerns, along with running back Devon Achane and a battered offensive line. The availability of Xavier Howard and Jevon Holland further adds uncertainty. On the other hand, the Cowboys, cognizant of their struggles on the road, remain motivated excited by the prospect of winning the division and securing a home playoff game. Despite road challenges, Dallas aims to capitalize on Miami's injury woes and continue their pursuit of success as the playoffs approach. So the Dallas Cowboys to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Both Dallas and Miami feature prominently in the NFL's offensive rankings, boasting explosive passing attacks that can alter the course of a game swiftly. The potential return of Tyreek Hill after 2 weeks adds an extra dimension to the excitement. Hill, with an impressive season tally of 1,542 yards and 12 touchdowns in just 12 games, could significantly impact the Dolphins' offensive dynamics. The influence of Hill on the Dolphins' performance was evident in their Week 14 struggle, emphasizing his importance to their offensive success. While Hill may not be at full strength, indications from medical experts suggest his readiness for Sunday's matchup, enhancing the offensive spectacle. The prospect of an over-the-total scenario gains support from various factors, including the favorable weather conditions in Miami and Dallas's subpar offensive display in Week 15. The Cowboys endured their worst offensive outing of the year, managing only 195 yards, 14 first downs, and 10 points. Although the Miami defense has showcased moments of strength, it remains susceptible, conceding significant yardage to teams like Philadelphia, Buffalo, and even the struggling Tennessee Titans. The Miami Dolphins, with a 2-1 over-under record since December 1, 2023, have consistently been involved in high-scoring contests. Notably, the only game that deviated from the over occurred when the opposing team failed to score, as was the case with Zach Wilson and the Jets. However, the upcoming matchup against the Cowboys, known for their scoring prowess, presents a different scenario. With playmakers such as Dak Prescott and a dynamic receiving core on both sides, the potential for explosive offensive plays looms large. Despite Dallas's struggles on the road and Miami's success against lesser opponents, this matchup presents a significant challenge for both teams. The clash between two talented units and the conducive conditions sets the stage for a game that defies the prevailing trend of lower-scoring affairs. In light of recent trends and the offensive capabilities of both teams, over the projected total is our full game total pick. This matchup promises to be a standout exception in what has been dubbed an underseason. New England Patriots versus Denver Broncos. On Sunday, December 24th, an exciting American Football Conference matchup awaits as the Broncos play host to the Patriots. Denver, with a season record of 7-7, finds themselves trailing the Chiefs by 2 games for the coveted top spot in the American Football Conference West. Notably, the Broncos are just 1 game away from securing the final wild card spot in the American Football Conference. As it stands, teams like the Bengals, Colts, Texans, and Bills are in a 4-way tie for 6th and 7th place with an 8-6 record. The Patriots, on the other hand, have concluded their season with a disappointing 3-11 record, standing as the worst in the American Football Conference by a margin of 2 games. As we approach the late stages of the season, the motivations of every team become increasingly diverse. The Patriots, having nothing at stake in terms of playoff contention, face teams like the Broncos, who are fervently vying for a postseason berth. It's a common saying that in the regular season, if a team finds itself in a must-win situation, it likely indicates that the team hasn't performed exceptionally well throughout. In the case of the Broncos, their performance has been subpar, relying on turnover luck in the middle of the season that eventually faded, turning their fortunes southward. While the Patriots may lack playoff aspirations, their defense stands out as the most formidable unit on the field. On the offensive front, the Patriots have shown signs of life since permanently switching to quarterback Bailey Zappe. Despite a recent loss to the Chiefs, Zappe's performance, going 2-3 of 3-1 for 180 yards, a touchdown, and an interception, represents an improvement over Mac Jones. Moreover, the Patriots secured a victory against the Steelers on Thursday Night Football a couple of weeks ago. Anticipating a spirited performance, the Patriots are expected to limit the Broncos' offensive efficiency, particularly in the red zone, employing a bend-but-don't-break defensive strategy. Denver's quarterback, Russell Wilson, hasn't been as dynamic as in previous years, with 8 out of his last 14 games seeing him pass for 200 yards or fewer. While Wilson may guide his team to a must-win victory, he is likely to adopt a game manager role rather than emerge as the standout player. Denver's vulnerabilities may extend to their run defense, even with Ramondre Stevenson unlikely to play for the Patriots. The Broncos have allowed the most rushing yards and the 8th most receiving yards to running backs this season. With Ezekiel Elliott playing a central role in the Patriots' offense, he is poised to move the chains and control the game clock. Entering the matchup, the Broncos are grappling with recent struggles, having lost 2 of their last 3 games, including a significant defeat to the Lions, where they conceded 42 points. The Patriots, when designated as a touchdown or more underdogs, hold a 2-2 record against the spread. The anticipated game script suggests a close contest, and with the Patriots' defensive prowess, the New England Patriots to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Despite possessing a more experienced quarterback, the Broncos' offense lacks record-setting capabilities. Struggling to establish a running game, Denver is expected to adopt a conservative approach under Russell Wilson's leadership in their must-win pursuit of a wild card spot. Recognizing the limited threat posed by the Patriots' offense, Wilson is likely to prioritize clock management and positioning his team for field goals. Although Denver's defense allows an average of 25 points per game, a closer look reveals that 112 of the 351 points conceded occurred in just 2 games. New England plans to focus on its ground game and rely on its defense to maintain a close scoreline. With the Patriots facing challenges on 3rd down and a lack of playmakers to provide a spark, a defensive-oriented strategy becomes crucial for them. Both offenses in this matchup lack explosive weapons, prompting both coaches to opt for a simplified game plan. Throughout the season, the Broncos have relied on Russell Wilson to make calculated throws while minimizing opportunities for mistakes. The backdrop of the game, marked by Denver's playoff aspirations, suggests a conservative and cautious approach rather than an aggressive, high-flying strategy. In contrast, the Patriots, with their consistent but modest offensive output, aim for a pragmatic approach where even scoring 20 points feels like a noteworthy achievement. Adding to the dynamics, snow is forecasted for the game, creating a picturesque scene in Denver. While the absence of significant wind diminishes the direct impact of weather on the game, the conservative game script is likely to persist, influenced by the combination of 2 struggling offenses and potential weather conditions. Throughout the season, the Patriots have struggled offensively, and Russell Wilson has transitioned into a game manager role. The upcoming Sunday Night Football contest is expected to be low-scoring, with the under hitting in 4 out of 7 home games for the Broncos. Similarly, the under has prevailed in 5 out of 7 road games for New England, and with a 9-5 record when New England is involved. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.